I am, Judge.
All right, thank you. Then let's go on the record. Today is February 23rd, 2023. I'm sorry. I had to check time. The time is 6:37 p.m. My name is Ken Sire. I am a regulatory law judge with the Missouri Public Service Commission and will preside over this hearing. The Commission has set this time for a local public hearing in file number ER-2022-0337, which is captioned as, in the matter of Union Electric Company doing business as Ameren, Missouri's tariffs to adjust its revenues for electric service. The Commission has scheduled this local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Ameren, Missouri's rate case. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The Commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of public utilities. Ameren, Missouri is a public utility under the under the Missouri statutes, and as such is subject to regulation by the Commission. The Commission is made up of 5 commissioners. The commissioners are appointed by the governor to fixed terms and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. The Commission currently has a vacancy, and so there are currently 4 commissioners. And we do have Commissioner Maida Coleman here in person. And Commissioner Holzman, I heard you. Are there any other commissioners on? All right. This is an official proceeding of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by a court reporter and must be given under oath. Once the hearing testimony is transcribed, the commissioners will have the opportunity to read all of the witnesses' remarks. Know that the commissioners value your comments and input. At this time, Commissioner Coleman, would you like to make an opening statement or opening remark?
Thank you, Judge. I only would like to say thank you for being here this evening, for participating in this community local public hearing. I look forward to any and every person that might be speaking tonight to get your information. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Holzman, would you like to make any remarks?
I just want to echo what Commissioner Coleman had said. We appreciate you taking the time. We do listen to what you have to say, and it does matter. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. There are attorneys here tonight representing the parties in this matter. For the record, would each of you identify yourselves and state which party you're representing, beginning with Ameren?
Eric Banks, appearing on behalf of Union Electric Company doing business as Ameren, Missouri, 1824 Shoto Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri, 63103.
Sir, is your microphone? Okay. All right. For the commission staff?
Scott Stacy, counsel for staff, 200 Madison Street, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65101.
And for the Office of Public Counsel?
Nathan Williams, Chief Deputy Public Counsel, appearing on behalf of the Office of the Public Counsel and the public. My address is P.O. Box 2230, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
Are there any other attorneys representing parties here tonight? Okay. The way this portion of the hearing will proceed tonight will be to call the names listed on the sign-up sheet in the order that they appear. When I call your name, please step up to the microphone, but before you speak, I will place you under oath and ask you to state and spell your name, and then you can offer your comments to the commission. Per the Commission's order in this case, comments tonight will be limited to 5 minutes per person. And then once you finish your comments, please remain at the microphone in case there are follow-up questions from the commissioners or the attorneys for the parties. Please understand that the commissioners won't be able to answer any of your questions today because they have to remain impartial and only consider evidence presented at the evidentiary hearing in this matter, which is currently scheduled to begin on April 3rd. The Commission has not made any decisions in this case as to Ameren, Missouri's rates and other matters in this case. The Commission is interested in your comments and will use them to help make their decision. If you have comments after the hearing, or if you're unable to stay and give your comments in person, you may submit them via the Public Service Commission's website, psc.mo.gov. And if you do make comments on the website, please reference this case number, ER-2022-0337.
I believe you misstated the case number is 0337.
All right, I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Mr. Williams. The case number is ER-2022-0337. 0337. I apologize. All right. And so we have two names on the list. The first name is Stanley Hendricks. Is Mr. Hendricks here? And then the other name I have is John Stagg.
Here.
Mr. Stagg, would you like to step up to the microphone? And before you get started,
Yeah.
would you raise your right hand, please, to be sworn in? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
It is the truth as far as I know.
All right. All right, Mr. Stagg,
Okay.
if you could, you might need to
Okay.
you might need to be a little closer to the
Okay.
microphone.
Okay. My name is John Stagg, Johnstagg. I'm a senior citizen. I'm retired. Here's my bill. See my bill for my double-wide mobile home?
Would you speak to the mic, please?
Here's my bill. This is my bill. I'm sure none of you have a bill this high. I have a little statement. I wrote up. I'm going to read it here. Excuse me. Ameren wants to raise our rates to pay for their woke agenda. Solar panels, windmills, which are unsustainable. Submitting to the radical agenda of the EPA Gestapo is causing electric utility rates to become unsustainable. We're burdened with double interest rates, thanks to the Biden regime, and 20% inflation. We don't need Ameren and the Utility Commission to continue to raise our utility rates to a point where we can no longer afford to pay our utility bills. Our wages have not increased, neither have retirement benefits, certainly not mine, for us seniors. Yet Ameren can afford to send their lobbyists to Jefferson City and bribe politicians to look the other way. Ameren pays their executives huge salaries, and I want to, whoops, excuse me. We have I don't know how to, if this is backwards. I think it's Baxter Warner. He's getting $8,371,478 annually. Here you have Nelson Gregory. He's getting $1,552,890 yearly. Oh, here we have Martin Lyons here, or is it Lyons Martin? I don't know. It's well, it's $3 million. He's getting $3 million, just over $3 million a year. Michael Moan, $2,369,137. So he's getting almost $2.5 million a year. Fady Diva, $1,915,393 a year. Richard Mark, $2,028,542, and some other guy I can't pronounce his name. It's some foreign name, but he's making over $1 million. So these people are making, you know, millions of dollars every year. They make more money than I make my whole life. And I'm paying for it. And the problem with Ameren is it's a monopoly. It's a monopoly, so they can do whatever they want. Anyway, you people tell us to go to our local agencies if we are unable to pay our electric bills. Well, the only agency in my area is East Missouri Action Agency, and they run out of money before we even apply for assistance. I mean, the druggies, they don't have any income, so of course they run to Ameren, and Ameren gives those druggies money, and then when decent people need it, there's no money left. So forget about East Missouri Action Agency, and they're the only ones I know of around. And now, on the other hand, Ameren just gave $1 million to some organization called Beyond Housing in North St. Louis County, which I might add, now I'm not prejudiced, but I think Ameren is, because these people in North St. Louis County are all blacks. They're all black people. Now, is there anything wrong with helping black people out? None. It's fine. But why don't they help us out too? I mean, where is the financial assistance for the rest of the 1.2 million Ameren customers? Because we don't see any. So I think this whole thing with Ameren has been a scam and continues to be a scam, and it's going to continue to be a scam until we get some decent commissioners in there that's going to say enough is enough. So I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Stagg. Commissioner Coleman, do you have any questions?
I wanted to get a clarification on the spelling of your name. Is it S-T-A-G-G or S-T-O-G-G?
S-T-A-G-G.
And pronounce it again for me.
Stagg.
Stagg. Thank you very much.
And my concern is you people won't let me ask you questions, but then you can ask me questions. So why should I answer any questions if you won't?
So the reason the commissioners can't ask is because we have to only receive specific information. We can't just come to this hearing, ask questions specific to your situation relative to your rates or your concerns.
Well, there's my-
and then you're not at the next hearing.
There's my situation right there. There's my situation right there. I'll tell you, I really think that Ameren is like a mafia organization. That's the way I look at them, just organized crime.
Okay. Commissioner Holzman, do you have any questions?
No questions, Judge. Thank you.
All right.
Judge, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Williams.
Mr. Stagg, may I ask a few questions?
Well, you can try. I may not answer them.
Well, you brought some documents with you. One you indicated is your bill.
Well,
Is that a document you want the commission to see?
No, I'm just showing them.
Okay.
I already showed them. I'm not going to put it in the record or anything like that.
That's fine. It looked like you read some other documents. Let's see, you were talking about, I believe, Ameren employee salaries. Were you reading that off of a document?
Yeah.
Would you like to make that document part of
No, it's on the, it's public record. You can look it up yourself.
And you indicated that your bill is for a double-wide trailer?
Yeah, it's a double-wide mobile.
Okay.
Those things don't work very good, and I have all electricity. I don't have any natural gas or anything.
Now, that was my question, whether you're using
Yeah, that's all I have.
electricity for heating.
They don't, natural gas doesn't come out to where I live, in that rural area.
And are you on a fixed income now?
Yes.
That's all the questions I have.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, I'm on fixed income. I get my retirement, which is very little for my job, and I get a little Social Security. And I got 5 people in my house. My adult daughters, you know how it is with young people now. They can't afford to live anymore, so they're stuck living at home with their old parents, and they're going to college, so they're not just wasting their lives away, but they couldn't afford to, they're for a 25-year-old girl, you're not going to be able to just go out on the street and get a decent job and make a living. They have to go to college or they're not going to get anywhere, So I'm supporting my kids.
Thank you.
All right. Are there any questions from the attorneys for the other parties? Mr. Stacy? Mr. Banks?
No, thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Stagg. Mr. Stagg is the last name on the list that I have. Is there anyone else here who would like to offer testimony today? Yes, sir. Go ahead and if you don't mind, step up to the microphone. And
Tom Starnes, Jr.
And could you spell that last name, please?
Starnes.
All right. Mr. Starnes, would you raise your right hand so I can swear you in? Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. And please do try to speak into the microphone.
Well, it's interesting. There's an attorney for the company. There's an attorney for the commission. And there's an attorney for the public,
Correct.
the customers. What do you do for the customers?
We take issues with some of the items that the utilities rely on for supporting their rate requests. For example, one of the things that the commission does is give a return on investment, capital investment, and different people have different opinions about what that return should be. We have a witness who's sponsoring a position that results in about an $80 million less than what staff's position is, which is, I believe, on the order of $40 million less than Ameren, Missouri's position in the case.
Throughout the year, do you have contact or correspondence from the public giving you information or putting requests or questions to you?
We do.
Besides this kind of a meeting?
Yes, we do. We get contacted by the public. Sometimes they're referred from the commission staff, and sometimes they contact us directly. We're open to that.
And do you cover other companies and other utilities besides Ameren and besides electric?
Yes. I mean, the publicly owned, commission-regulated water utilities, sewer utilities, gas utilities.
Okay. Well, I guess the customers would like to see kind of more input from you, or more vocal, or they'd like to see you to be more empathetic to the customers and just some kind of results that I think I asked you a while ago, are you with Ameren? So are you
I'm one of Ameren's outside counsels.
yeah, you're your own law firm that has Ameren as a client.
That's correct.
Yeah. So in a little bit, in a roundabout way, you're a little bit with Ameren, and kind of it's just deceptive to sit out here and pretend to be one of us when you're one of them. And I don't appreciate that.
I don't appreciate it.
It's dirty. And set some chairs up there and sit on that side. Don't sit out here and pretend to be one of us and pretend like there's 30 people here, but they're all just afraid to talk. And when there's really only 2 or 3 people here. You know, that's not a good setup. But I've been told in other states the utilities are sometimes they're state owned or state run. They're not private corporations. And we need some kind of more competition, some additional competition. And once upon a time with Ronald Reagan, he broke up AT&T because they were considered a monopoly, and the Justice Department and the presidents have been asleep at the wheel for decades now, and I guess you got the corporations. I guess that's one reason you gives political contributions, that you're ashamed to admit how much it is, so you won't tell us. And if we ever had another Reagan come along that would be willing to slow down monopolies or break them up, that's the only thing that's going to help individual Americans, single customers. Because you talk to the people out here in the public, they're not happy with Ameren, and they're not happy with the Public Service Commission either. And what's the annual pay of Public Service Commission people for Missouri? Is that something, that's another number we're afraid to talk about?
Well, I mean, it's public record. You can Google it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm not sitting in front of a internet computer at the moment, and that's another thing we're ashamed to talk about. Must be some guilt there or something. Why are we ashamed? But could I get a card from you, Office Public Counsel?
Sure,
Because I didn't catch your name earlier.
certainly. But I do want to remind you the purpose of this part of the proceeding is for you to express views, not to ask questions, really.
Okay. Well, this is maybe somebody to reference or contact in the future, so thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just telling him he was welcome.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Williams. And if you don't mind, Mr. Williams, there's also the email address for the Public Counsel Office is OPC Service.
On my card is my email address.
Okay.
So,
General comments to the Office of Public Counsel is OPC Service at opc.mo.gov, I believe. All right, Mr. Starnes, if you wouldn't mind, I'll check with the commissioners. Commissioner Coleman, do you have any questions? All right. Commissioner Holzman?
No questions, Judge.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the attorneys?
no, thank you.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Starnes.
A moment ago, they referred to somebody as judge. What's
That's
that mean? What's that mean, judge?
Well, I am a regulatory law judge, and I personally will not be conducting the hearing that's scheduled to start April 4th, but I do conduct hearings for the Public Service Commission. And so as a judge, we preside over the hearing, but it's ultimately the, right now, 4 commissioners that decide on whether to grant the rate increase request.
And you're not a commissioner?
I'm not a commissioner, no.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. So is there anyone else who would like to make comments? Okay.
I have a question. Can I ask one little question?
Of whom?
Well, it's just a simple question. It's not
Mr.
derogatory.
Mr. Stagg, why don't you go ahead and if you don't mind, use the microphone.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. If I have your permission to do it.
You have my permission.
Okay. Miss or Mrs. Coleman, are you a commissioner?
Yes, I am.
And you're the only commissioner here?
We have a commissioner on.
Oh, that's
line.
right. You have one on the TV or whatever. So, okay, so we have 2 commissioners. So 2 out of 4. Well, that's better. That's a better average than we usually get. We usually get 1 if we're lucky, but usually none. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Judge, Judge,
Yes.
Commissioner Kolkmeyer is also on the line.
Oh, okay. Commissioner Kolkmeyer, do you have any questions for Mr. Starnes or Mr. Stagg, for that matter?
No, not at this time. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Coleman, would you like to make any closing remarks?
Thank you to both of you gentlemen for your attendance tonight and for your information. We do take into consideration what we hear from those who feel the desire to come before the commissioners and to present information to us. My hope is that during the question and answer phase, you were able to ask and receive answers to any questions that you might have had. And do know and understand that those that are in this room that are with the company, that are with the Office of Public Counsel and with the PSC staff are available at any time to address your concerns. Feel free to reach out to any of these entities in the future. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Commissioner Holtzman, would you like to make any closing remarks?
Just want to say thank you for taking the time to testify. Have a good evening.
All right. Commissioner Kolkmeyer.
Yes, thank you, Judge. I just want to tell those that testified this evening, thanks for coming out. Thank you for the testimony, and hope everyone has a good evening. Thank you, Judge.
All right. If there's nothing further, this hearing is now adjourned, and we are off the record.